Over time, as newer games are released, older games or series beloved by their fans seem to fall by the wayside, and while some games receive remasters or remakes, others are left on their older engines, becoming harder and harder to run on newer operating systems and hardware. Too Late Nate here, and this is the second installment of my Small Games Recreated by Hardcore Fans series. If you haven't watched the first, go ahead and check it out. If you're new to the series, or even my channel, be sure to comment on anything I might have missed and leave a like. Without further ado, let's begin. First released in February of 2000, The Sims has become one of the most iconic series to date with its unique lifestyle management and construction aspects. But what really sets The Sims apart from other games is its extensive modding community, breathing new life into each installment. One such mod, called Simatone, goes beyond the confines of adding new furniture, but lets you play the original Sims on PC in full 3D instead of confined within the isometric camera view we're used to. Every object is 3D, you can freely look around and view your creations from every angle. The project is based off of FreeSO, a re-implementation of the Sims online game engine. So in a way, this is almost a re-implementation inside of a re-implementation. Considering The Sims is now 20 years old as of last month, the teams over at Simatone and FreeSO truly are a testament to the community keeping a game alive, with contests and events being run yearly and a lively Discord in place so you can play with others in the community more easily. In the 90s, there were plenty of heroes and heroines, but one certainly stuck out among the rest with her classy British accent and choice of equipment. With a knack for delving into the most dangerous temples and fighting against long-forgotten prehistoric beasts. Of course, you know I'm talking about Tomb Raider. The original series is still considered by many to be a huge step forward in 3D platforming and level designs in general. While Tomb Raider today runs on some of the best hardware out there, especially with support for 3D effects long gone in all modern hardware and software, in comes not just one project, but two different re-implementations with different goals. The first we'll talk about is Open Lara, a project inspired by OpenTomb that lets you play the first Tomb Raider on a variety of new hardware and operating systems, on any device that supports OpenGL, which includes WebGL, meaning that you can play this implementation in your web browser. Not only this, but the new engine shows off incredible progress in dynamic lighting and shadows, among other graphical improvements including split-screen multiplayer, so you can play through these classic games with a friend, or well, parts of them anyways. The entire game series is unfortunately not fully supported, and certain bugs still exist, but given time, this project is going to be one of the most definitive ways to play the original Tomb Raider series. The second project I'd like to talk about is OpenTomb, a complete re-implementation of the first 5 Tomb Raider games' engines, implementing new features such as variable frame rate, uncapped from the original fixed 30 frames per second, a completely new collision system, utilization of up-to-date open source sound, physics, and graphics libraries, and a brand new Lua scripting engine that allows for flexible functionality. The new engine even includes new animations, models, and unused or cut content, even showcasing a tightrope animation that looks incredibly good. And while all of these improvements are indeed fantastic, one of the best features of this project is Tomb Editor. Tomb Editor is an amazing upgrade for Tomb Raider level designers, offering a compelling and much easier way to create new levels and stories for the base game. This is certainly a project that you should keep your eye on. Years before Sam Fisher and Riddick crept in the shadows, there was a hard-working master criminal named Garrett. Released over 20 years ago, the first of the Thief games was a testament to not only the creative talent at Looking Glass Studios, but solid gameplay innovation that would heavily impact the stealth genre for decades more. In 2012, 14 years after Thief's main debut, a modder by the name of Leigh Corbeau submitted a file called New Dark. New Dark was a complete restructuring of the Dark engine that created quite a stirring in the massive Thief modding community. Not only did New Dark affect the Thief series, but it also affected the System Shock games as well, adding copious amounts of new features and even lifting what seemed like hard-coded restrictions in the engine, allowing for a plethora of various features such as increasing polygon limitation counts by over 10 times the maximum amount, 32-bit color support, much improved lighting code, OpenAL support, DirectX 9 support, and much larger textures. Not only has Newdark improved the base game, but it made it possible to create new resources for improving the game via textures and 3D objects far beyond what the developers might have thought possible for the time, allowing for some incredible new maps and story elements to be added to fan-made missions, and even allowing modders to go back and tweak and improve various old missions in the base game. Whatever the case may be, Newdark ushered in a whole new golden age for the old series. Most likely to be one of the only pixel art games in my list, we have Free Heroes 2, which is a fan recreation of the engine from Heroes of Might and Magic 2. This enhanced engine helps speed the game along and cleans up many of the bugs present in the original game, including many UI fixes and quality of life improvements. This newer engine also allows the game to be run in a window and offers many performance benefits, including proper scaling, letting you really appreciate the time taken for much of this game's artwork. Much of the rest of the engine is the same without many changes, which I actually quite like, considering a tightly packaged game like this will probably never be seen again. Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, Planescape Torment. All of these older BioWare games on the Infinity Engine have something in common. While the core games themselves have aged incredibly well, the engine that runs them unfortunately has not. GemRB aims to fix this by not only updating the code, but by changing how the engine interacts with the actual game files. The project is doing this by creating a plugin-based system that allows modders and programmers to further add extensions and customizations into the games that they love. GemRB also allows the loading of original mods for these games, along with creating whole new projects that change the base games themselves, including the creation of 10-player parties, making a character name generator, or even adding a new race or class into the game. With the project at the current version of 0.8.6 at the time of writing, it is nearly feature complete and almost at full parity with the original games, while allowing these games to be played on Mac OS, Linux, and BSD system, while also running on more portable systems including Android and iOS. This engine is truly a gem in the rough. And there you are, my fellow dreamers. I really hope you enjoyed the new video. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe. If you want to be notified by more content, hit the notification bell. You all know the drill. I would like to wish you all a most wonderful evening. And as always,